Welcome back to the Lumopop channel. The night was quiet, too quiet. Then came the sirens. Their echo rolled through the narrow streets of Beijing, slicing through the winter air. Red and blue lights flickered across the silent houses. Curtains shifted. Neighbors whispered. And in the midst of it all, one name trembled on every tongue.
Xiao Zhan.
No one knew what was happening. Only that something had broken the stillness of the night. Something that didn't belong in his world of calm smiles and gentle poise. The first video appeared on Weibo minutes later, shaky, grainy, filmed through a window. Police cars lined the street. Officers stepped out, their shadows stretching long beneath the streetlights. And then came the flood. I live nearby. There are too many police cars. Please tell me Xiao Zhan is safe. What's going on at his house? Within 10 minutes, hashtags erupted like wildfire. Hashtag Xiao Zhan home. Hashtag police at Xiao Zhan's. Hashtag protect Xiao Zhan. By midnight, millions of fans around the world were awake, eyes locked on screens, fingers trembling as they refreshed every feed. But there were no answers. No statement from his studio. No update from local authorities. Not even a whisper from Xiao Zhan himself. Just silence. And somehow, that silence was louder than any siren. As hours passed, memories began to stir. Painful, unhealed memories from a not-so-distant past. The year 2020. A year that scarred both Xiao Zhan and his fandom. One misunderstanding. One online storm. And everything he'd built nearly collapsed overnight. The actor who once lit up the stage found himself swallowed by darkness. Accused, mocked, misunderstood. It took months, maybe years, for him to rise again. To smile again. And now, as sirens flashed outside his door, those old wounds reopened. Fans who had once fought to protect him felt that same fear crawling back. Please, not again. He deserves peace. The entire internet held its breath. Then, in the midst of confusion, another name began to surface, whispered, almost reverently. Wong Iba. Reports, still unverified, claimed that Iba had reached out to Xiao Zhan privately days before the incident. Some said he'd been concerned about safety issues. Others insisted the two had been quietly supporting each other all along, far from the public eye. The fandom split instantly. Some dismissed it as gossip. Others believed it was fate, that unspoken connection between them rekindled by something beyond explanation. And soon, new hashtags rose from the ashes of panic. Hashtag Ibaranjan. Hashtag reunion. Hashtag silent connection. Old clips resurfaced. Interviews, backstage glances, quiet smiles. Fans watched every frame as if searching for a hidden message. Every shared look felt like proof. Every word, a whisper of something more. The chaos was emotional, irrational, but deeply, painfully human. Because in the world of fandom, silence is never just silence. It's mystery. It's meaning. Morning came, pale and uncertain. Local residents confirmed what the internet had already guessed. Yes, police had been there.
But why?
No one knew. The authorities remained silent. Xiao Zhan's studio offered no comment. And so the mystery deepened. But slowly, tiny fragments of truth began to surface. Some fans claimed someone suspicious had been seen near his gated residence days before. Others said there had been repeated security concerns in recent weeks, strange visitors, unfamiliar cars, unwanted attention. If that was true, then the sirens that night were not a scandal. They were protection. Protection from obsession. From fear. From the darker side of fame. Because for stars like Xiao Zhan and Wong Iba, adoration is not always gentle. It can follow you home. It can blur the line between love and intrusion. And maybe, just maybe, those flashing lights weren't a warning of danger, but a shield. Hours later, when the world finally began to calm, something small appeared online. A single post on Wong Iba's private fan platform. It was just one sentence. Sometimes, you protect someone without being seen. No names, no tags, no context. But the world understood. Within minutes, screenshots flooded social media. Is this for Xiao Zhan? He's speaking through silence again. The hashtags changed once more, this time softer, full of emotion. Hashtag Iba protects Zhan. Hashtag Zhan forever. Hashtag the tamed bond. And for the first time in a long while, the internet wasn't divided. There were no fights, no rumors, just love. Fans across continents began writing letters, making art, sharing videos with one simple message. Let them live in peace. Protect them. Always. The same online world that once tore them apart was now the one building a wall around them, a digital sanctuary made of empathy and understanding. No one ever learned the full truth of that night. Was it a stalker? A false alarm? Something else entirely? Perhaps no one ever will. But one truth stands unshaken. Not every flashing light signals danger. Sometimes it shines for safety. Sometimes it's not chaos but care. Because fame, dazzling as it may seem, can also be a cage of light. A place where every move is seen, every silence misunderstood. Yet Xiao Zhan endures, not through words, but through calm, through patience, through quiet strength. He does not fight rumors. He does not demand sympathy. He simply remains. And that, perhaps, is the greatest act of courage, to stay still when the world screams around you. And somewhere in that same quiet, there stands Wong Iba, steady, protective, unseen. Two souls shaped by the same storm, bound not by noise, but by understanding. Because real connection doesn't need proof. It doesn't need a headline. It just needs silence, the kind that says more than words ever could. So maybe that night was never a tragedy at all. Maybe it was a reminder that behind the lights and cameras, they're still human, vulnerable, deserving of peace. Sometimes love isn't a grand declaration. Sometimes it's the stillness between sirens, the unseen hand behind a curtain, the quiet bond that asks for nothing in return. And as the world continues to speculate, one truth remains unspoken yet clear. In a world that never stops watching, some hearts still choose to protect, even in the dark. So, what do you think, Lumopop family? Was it coincidence or destiny whispering once again through the night? Stay tuned for the next chapter. Only here on Lumopop.